we're going to start with the journey first. Can you tell me about your journey, how you started Nimai, and what exactly inspired you to get into jewelry business?
So I'm an army kid, which meant every 2.5 to 3 years we would pack up, move to a new town, think new school, new friends, new set of doing things. And this diversity and this vibrancy of upbringing, I think somewhere seeded the thought for Nimai. I was learning Nepali in Sikkim, Punjabi in Jalandhar, attending a strict convent school in Dalhousie, playing dress up with my mom's jewelry, some, Chand Bali from Sikandrabad, Lakh bangles from Rajasthan, exotic turquoise and silver jewelry from Ladakh. And, so many different regions, and that little introduction into the local craft is somewhere my love and appreciation for craft and craftswares totally start. But I only realized that when I look back. But yeah.
How did you get into jewelry? Like, did you have a prior experience in jewelry before starting a jewelry brand?
So, I've always been a jewelry girl. And growing up, when my friends were making fashionable statements, wearing the tightest dresses and the fanciest tops and, collecting, I was always buying jewelry. And even back then, I think I had the eye for jewelry. We would go to these busy places and invariably I would pick up something which was experimental, not the obvious choices. And I would always get showered with compliments. So jewelry was always my tool. I think also because jewelry was the only thing that did not come with a size tag. I was always into sports, and I always, had a broad build compared to my petite friends. And I was always very conscious about my strong build. So I realized jewelry didn't have a size. You could be whatever, in whatever shape and size, and jewelry was very accommodating, very excusing. But while jewelry has always been my love, I never ever considered pursuing a career in jewelry. Also back then, a career in jewelry was only limited and restricted to precious, and I didn't want to get into that category. So I jewelry, but I worked as a brand consultant, and I was working as a brand consultant for one of India's leading consultancy called the Communication Council. And during my decade-long stint, I had the honor of designing communication and launch strategies for some of the coolest brands, from the likes of Tom Ford, Dior, El Capital, Xenia to Zara.
All right.
And while I was enjoying what I was doing, earning a lot of money, heading a large team, I was very comfortable. But something in me was restless again, and I call it the army itch. Just the feeling of being in the same space, doing the same old stuff. I was just too comfortable, and army teaches you not to be comfortable, right? It teaches you, like, we spend nights in bunkers, we've been stuck at landslides. So I think I was just too comfortable. So I said, nahi, maza nahi aa raha hai, kuch to karna padega. So I was like, pata nahi kya karna padega. And that was a time when a lot of brands were entering India. And I went and told my ex-boss and my mentor, ki, you know what, mujhe jaane do. I was 29. He said, what do you want to do? I said, I have no idea. He said, okay, hold your horses, sit tight. When you figure out, come and tell me. I'm like, okay. So 6 months figuring out, doing stuff, random stuff I was doing. And I started making sarees randomly. I was just going and spending time in Chandni Chowk and Lajpat Nagar. I used to make sarees. And office colleagues ke liye, patti vatti laga ke nonsense I was doing that. But I was doing it. And while I was doing it, and during one of my visits to Lajpat Nagar, I came across these turquoise beads. So I asked the store guy, ki wires hai? He said, हाँ. So I said, chain hai? I said, हाँ. Pliers bhi hai? हाँ. I have no idea where it came from. Randomly it was there, Lajpat Nagar has all these things. I came back home and I made myself my first neck piece. I still have the neck piece. In fact, I should frame it. It was turquoise and gold with wire work. And it was that feeling, that euphoria. I was like, dude, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do.
You felt equipped, right?
I just wanted to do it. Like, it was something that I had never done. And plus, till then, I didn't know I had in me to be design-centric. I was good at communications, I was good at talking, I was good at everything else, but I did not know at that artistic side. I think for the first time, I tapped into something that was already there, and I was like, "Mujhe ye karna hai." So I went and I found out this metal smithing summer program at Central St. Martin's.
Okay.
Used that as a perfect excuse to leave town. So put in my papers, 5 days of putting in papers. I landed up in London and enrolled myself in the summer program. You don't learn nothing. Summer program is only a money-making tool. You learn nothing, but you have access to the best library in the world. You have access to a very interesting faculty, and if you are a bug person like me, invariably you'll make friends with them. And that's where I started coming across these conceptual jewelry designers who commanded a very prominent space in the design fraternity. And every time that I was interacting with them or looking at the collection, I was always able to trace back some connect to India, either in terms of inspiration or in terms of the production capabilities. And yet there was no representation of Made in India. Like Made in India was looked down upon. So I found it very intriguing. I was like, "Arey, ye kya hai?" So ye thoda sa na, that the branding part of me, the brand consultant part of me said, interesting. And when I came back to India in 2012, I started researching further to try and understand what is going in, what is happening. And I started realizing that back then, there were two strong categories of jewelry. Jewelry by default in India is a very, very unorganized sector where there's a jewelry store, a jewelry production unit in every nukkad. But broadly, jewelry was categorized in two broad-based segments. One is precious, which is gold, diamond, silver, and everything else was typecast as junk or artificial or exports. And I'm like, "Arey, ye kya hua? Matlab, if shoes and bags and everything can be branded, why can't jewelry be branded?" So I was like, "Wow, ye maza aaya." So I researched further, and more I researched, I came across these designers, and I realized that they didn't really have a space which would give them the space to showcase their work. So they were getting in their business by producing from the West, international markets, and while they were making good money, but the creative part of them was hungry because there was no visibility and credibility being drawn back to them. So I was like, "Oh, wow." And then on my research, I realized that, India didn't really have a platform or a destination which brought together work of these fashion / contemporary / concept jewelry designers all under one platform. And I was like, "Wow, will I be India's first?" And I got to know that, So 7 designers, and those designers were far more excited than me that, "Oh wow, finally somebody's doing it." And that's how in October 2013, I launched Nimai as India's first multi-designer platform wholly and solely for jewelry. My first employee was my driver. And that little passion project then snowballed to become what it is today. Today we've had the sheer pleasure of representing over 150 jewelry designers from different walks and talks of India. And we've had some amazing media attention drawn to our business. And the story is just about getting started.
You started from one store in Shapurjat, right?
One tiny store in Shapurjat. And from Shapurjat, we moved to another space in Shapurjat, which was 3,000 square feet. From that, moved to Vasant Vihar, which was a bad idea. The business tanked and my cash flow dipped. And then in 2020, we opened in Khan Market. And that was also the time when my marriage was coming undone and I had just become a mom. So there were too many things happening in my personal front. So Khan Market became a good space because the business was still businessing and it was still flourishing. And my team, which I have a brilliant team, they were running the show. And for 5 years, I was able to sort out my personal space, telling myself when I'm back, I'll be back. Now, I feel I'm back. And hence Nimai 2.0. And that's why we moved away from blue and gold, which were brand colors, to red and silver, which is power, Devi, Shakti, blood, love, everything.
Thank you for watching my clips. If you want more clips like this, please follow my channel, BS Miss India Clips.